Start recording. Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? I have my man Erod here, and
Going on.
yo, you're such a killer, bro. You're really such a killer. Every day you're posting crazy profits and everything. I just wanted to sit down and just uh, tell me a little bit about your backstory, bro. How'd you get started? Um, just tell me a little bit about your life.
All right. Where do I get started really? To be honest, I would say everything started I was in the Bahamas in 2018 and I was with a friend named Malcolm. He's actually in our group and he was a option specialist, a beast. And he started showing me like all these games and telling me about like how you can make profits playing options and it's how it's high risk, high reward. So I started by playing Tesla. I'll never forget.
This was
I
in
bought
2018, 2017.
No, it was actually 2019. I apologize. It was summer, yeah, summer of 2019.
So
I played
paint
huh?
the picture for me. How was your life around then? What was your week looking like? Tell me, what were you working as? What, because there's a major difference. I know you
Right.
talking to you. There's a major difference between then and now.
Yeah, no, 100%. So like I wasn't too familiar with the stock market. Like I would buy shares here and there of like Facebook and whatnot. But my main focus at the time was I was actually working with a clothing company. It's actually a Makai clothing company. It was a business that a couple of friends of mine started and myself. And this was back in 2016. Six-figure company, everything's going great. And I wound up taking like my talents to the car industry since like I'm an entrepreneur, man. I just always found ways to make money. And right around that time when I met my friend Malcolm, who got me into options, I was flipping cars. And from that, I took money and bought a rental property. From that
So
rental
how
property,
much were you making every month with the selling the cars?
I mean, probably like 3 or 4 grand a month, give or take.
So the average
Y-
person, $3,000-$4,000 a month. Then you
Yeah, yeah,
bought your first rental property. Then
yeah.
what happened?
I mean, keep in mind throughout this whole process, like I'm still working at T-Mobile, full time. So my life is just insane. I'm literally working nonstop.
You're a
Um,
workaholic just like me, man. You're a workaholic.
yeah, yeah, to say the least. But yeah, from that point forward, like I wound up that Tesla option I was talking about. I took a Tesla option and I'll never forget, I was up, it was probably like 3K. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna be greedy. Let me hold this till Friday. Yeah, next morning I wake up. Oh, this was actually right around when the Cybertruck was being launched.
Yeah,
I was up. I
I
was
remember.
up. Yeah, I was up that day. The next morning I wake up and I'm down. I lost all my profits. So like, I mean, that's one of the key moments that I remember to this day to like literally pull profits when you can. And if you're up like a decent amount, at least pull some contracts. But anyways, I'm like all over the place right now to be honest with you. But the
Stop is messing with everything. That's
no
all I'm
no
focused on right now.
yeah, but anyways, let me go back to the real estate aspect of things. So I bought my rental property and like I just got lucky like right before the market crashed in March. So we're heading into 2020 before the madness happened.
Yeah.
And something just told me like, let me pull money out of my 401k. Let me pull money equity out of my house and let me put money into the stock market. Like, well, not even at that point. Like I was literally just holding cash because I'm a like I listen to Gary Vee a lot. Gary always talked about like,
That's
hey,
who
there's
changed my mindset. Believe it or not,
100%.
bro. I swear to God, I am so
Hmm.
thankful for that guy because he's truly
Right.
the person. Because you know that if your environment is wrong up here, then
Yeah.
you're not gonna get anywhere in life. So he helped me change around the questions or the things or the
Right.
thoughts, the positivity that's
Right.
all in here. I love that man. But
Yeah, 100%. Just becoming self-aware with like he always talked about that. and he always talked about there being a market crash of some sort. So yeah, the beginning of 2020 rolled around, and I was like, hey, like let me just sit on cash for now. March rolls around, everything shuts down, market crashes, and I'll be honest, I put like a ton of money into Tesla, and Tesla was like my go-to because right before that happened, my cousin's like, "Hey, Tesla's gonna be a $10,000 company." I started doing research on like Kathy Wood and whatnot, and like what she's investing in. Because he was telling me how she's the next Bill, or not Bill Gates, but Warren Buffett.
Okay. Yeah.
So I buy Tesla, and I mean, we all know what happened with Tesla in 2020,
Yeah.
freaking skyrocketed. Um,
When
so
in
like,
March, did you buy? Because I remember it was at like $900, and it just
mhm,
dropped all the way to like 350. When,
my average was 450. Uh,
yo,
yeah,
you killed it, bro. You killed
yeah,
it.
dude. My average is 450. I'm blessed, honestly, to say the least. But like with those games, like I also wanted to like start trading, and that's when I got really serious because like I mentioned earlier, I was working at T-Mobile, and T-Mobile has been the best job I've ever had. I mean, super flexible. They gave me the option to stay home and get paid like by them
Yeah.
like up until like June. So from March to June, I heavily traded. The crazy thing is I wasn't trading options at that point. I was trading penny stocks.
Okay.
I was trading penny stocks, and dude, it was a roller coaster. Like there are days I'd make like $1,000. The next day I'd lose like, I mean, there's this one stock, Enob. I'll never forget. I still own one share to remind me. Um, I bought it and it got halted up. It unhalts. That shit goes from like $17 to like or $13, something around there, all the way down to like $7 or $5. Anyways, I lost 4 grand on that play. Um, and so I mean, back to basics at this point because my account almost got burned.
Yeah.
Um, and I'll be honest to say, like I sucked at trading. Like I was ass. Excuse my language, but I was bad.
Nah,
Um,
hey, bro.
yeah, no, dude, I was bad, but like through those losses, like at the end of the day, it wasn't really a loss. Like to me, it was just like a learning lesson
It's
because I was
like,
picking things. Yeah, I was picking things up like about like over trading, not just over trading, but like pulling profits when the time is right. And just like
being
how
more
to analyze a little
self-aware,
bit better.
bro. Being more
100.
self-aware at the end of the day, because the two emotions that really pop up is fear and greed. And
Yeah,
when you're
exactly.
dealing with, bro, okay, because you finally notice the power of trading. Like you could
Mhm.
literally make someone's yearly salary in an hour. You could,
Right, right,
it's very possible to do that. So
right.
when you're dealing with money, we have a lot of tied emotions to money, and overcoming and understanding that money is just paper and what you're really achieving for is that financial freedom.
100%.
That kind of changes your mindset. Plus the over trading, it all results to that picture right there.
Yeah, it's literally that. I mean, I'm at the point now where like I only take 2 to 3 trades a day. I'm not sure if you noticed. Like I'll focus on 2 to 3 stocks. That's it. Like
That
today
I'm
was
the same
Square.
thing, bro. I'm the same
Yeah,
thing.
Square and Roku were my place today, and Amazon a little bit, but I hopped out with like 2% today. Because it was just choppy. But anyways, like I that's literally my days. I'm just super patient now, and it's because of that. And I've realized like whenever I feel like some feeling of euphoria or I'm killing it, like I felt like that Sunday because last week I had a crazy week. And Monday rolled around and I'm like, shit, like I shouldn't trade. I shouldn't trade. And I barely traded. I took one trade that whole day.
Okay, that's
Be-
good.
Yeah, so like whenever I feel a feeling of euphoria, I try to not trade because I feel like something's bound to happen and that could just be like a mental fix I need to make. But
No,
it's
so something I do is like in January, I had major profits on 2 days where Tesla ran up, right?
right.
Size down immediately. Because last year, what I would do is I was expecting the same move
Mhm.
uh, coming into the day after, and I would just burn all the profits that I made the day before.
Yeah.
So that's something I did work on, and I'm definitely improving on it this year. I'm definitely sitting on my hands more often, and I'd rather just deal with all the stress with 1 or 2 trades rather than
Right.
spreading them out with 10 trades. So I'll
Right.
decide on that one trade, make sure it's the highest probability, and take it from there. And
Right.
I'm pretty sure you're getting to that level where you're
Yeah.
like, all right, this is the right way. I don't want to keep stressing myself out taking multiple trades.
Hmm. Yeah. It's crazy though. Like I didn't, I wasn't too familiar with levels or anything like that till like August of last year when I hopped into Options Pro.
Okay.
Like I wasn't familiar with that at all. And I mean, obviously you have like an idea that certain like psychological points, like let's say
Yeah.
Roku at 400 and whatnot, that it's gonna hold or it may push, or if it pushes through, like it's a potential momentum play. But like I wasn't too familiar with levels at all, and
Yeah.
I feel
Price
like
action. Price action's everything.
it's insane. And I mean, if anything, it's like the biggest thing in trading, if you ask me, or one of the biggest things.
Absolutely.
Um, it's man, honestly, like I could like I know like with my story right now, I've been everywhere, but it's like it's because like it's been a crazy ride. Like it's been a roller coaster.
It's
I
time
never
to
would have thought I like between I never would have thought I'd even be like I always knew I was gonna be great. It's just a matter of what. I'm not the greatest trader, but I'm pretty fucking good at this point. And I never would have thought I'd be at this point with trading. But I feel like it was just a matter of collecting resources, listening to the right people, and just like believing in yourself.
well,
I feel
you
like
always have to find the right people, man. Because
100%.
knowledge is everything.
Dude, UZ, Mitch, Benny, like all you guys, crazy ups. Yeah, bro, I could go on for days. Like you guys are beasts. And I feel like if anything, like over time, I've grown as a better trader because I just listen to you guys in terms of like
Easy.
what you guys look for.
Words, bro. Thank you. So
Yeah,
how
no
much
doubt.
clearing last year from trading, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, I just broke six figures last year. But crazy thing is, um, with with Amazon in January alone, like I broke 50K.
So how much
Um,
you up on the year this far? Because you basically started trading from August to now. So that like so basically from August to the August that's coming, that would be your first real year of you actually understanding what you're seeing, and you're not just playing off a
yeah.
whim. And yeah, you actually know what you're doing, what you're looking for, price action, all of that. So yeah, so tell me, how much are you up this year so far?
Well, everything really, let's say since November, because November is when I really started going heavy.
Okay.
It was right after the election. I'm up 142K right now since November.
Woo,
Um, which,
congratulations, bro.
yeah, thanks, man. It's like,
It's life
and
changing. It's life
I,
changing.
I gotta thank Nancy for that, because, dude, I love Amazon, honestly. It's yeah, honestly, it just like I focus on like there's only like 15 stocks that I trade. And it's just because like I know how they move now. Like obviously I don't know like the back of my hand, but all their patterns are pretty fucking familiar.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, trading's completely changed my life, and I'll probably do this till the day I die. And my goal right now is just to teach everyone and their moms on how to trade because as hard as it is, like it's kind of simple if you have like a strategy down pat. It's
Okay, so this gets me to my point. What
mhm.
were some of the biggest hurdles along the way that you faced?
um I'll say the biggest it was more mental than anything.
It's a
Um
mental game at the end of the day.
yeah,
It's all a mental game.
yeah, it was just a matter of like for one, not over trading. I used to over trade all the time. Like there were days where I'd be up 3, 4, 5K and I'll continue to trade and by the end of the day, like I'm down.
Did
Like
you figure out what caused you to overtrade? I know it's definitely greed. Obviously,
yeah, 100%. It was just that feeling euphoria. Like I just want to make more money. When in reality, it's like, yo, you don't have to make all the money in the world in one day. Like
Don't.
it compounds, like literally it compounds. If you break it down to like a goal every single day, I think it's like if you make 500 bucks a day, like you broke six figures for the year in
Yeah.
terms of trading days. Like you don't have to make over $1,000 a day to be a six-figure trader. You know what
Trust
I mean?
for me,
You know this.
yeah, but for me,
Yeah.
it was the complete opposite. So I was fearful of being greedy.
Mm,
So I would just sell as soon as I'm in profits, and I would get
right.
into the A+ setups that would run for a day, two, three, and
Uh,
I would just sell right away because I was scared. Now that's something I did work on, and just that's something I did through experience. I just had to start trusting my levels, and the more that I journaled, the more that I was enlightened. I was like, all right, bro, look how many trades actually respected your levels, and from there I just started committing. I was like, I don't care if this stock goes to whatever it stays sideways, I'm just gonna stay in.
right,
And obviously, as you progress, you keep sharpening your sword as you go.
right,
There's always
right.
be little things you could fix, but that was like one of the major things. So I'm glad I was able to get over that, and that's what really helped me size up.
Yeah, it's all a mental game though, man. Like I know people nowadays that will trade and will cut like they cut they'll cut their trade short at a loss without really like understanding that if they would have stayed in a little bit longer, like they would have made money. It's just
Yeah,
a matter of like,
patience.
yo, patience pays. Like
Patience pays.
this kid that taught me how to trade penny stocks. I'm not sure if you've heard of him, but his trader Kang. He
Uh,
uh
he was in our group, man.
he was, that's right. He was. He always said that. It was like, yo, patience pays. Like you just gotta trust like your trend lines and all that stuff. Like it's bound to pay off. And you just gotta learn how to cut losses short. But it's I don't know, man. Like this conversation with you, it means a lot to me because like it's like I respect you as a trader in person because
Thank
you're a beast, and I've told you this before, but like it means a lot to me because again, like as I mentioned earlier in this conversation, like I never would have thought I'd
Yo,
be
I
killing
was
it in
on the
trading.
same
You know
page.
what I mean?
I wouldn't be in the same page for if it wasn't for some people in my life that I met along that I was
Right.
searching for.
Hmm.
Because you have to be willing to search for, because you're an entrepreneur, you're always searching for new opportunities. So when I was, because I am an entrepreneur, besides trading, I do drop shipping, I do real estate, I do all
Yeah,
sorts
yeah.
of things, right? So I met some really good people in my life, man, and I always thank them. I always
Right.
thank them. I'm so grateful to have them in my life, and yeah, they were able to give me a better life. Yeah, it's awesome, bro. It's really life changing, bro. Every
Really.
like every like I realize like every time I go on vacation and I'm here and I'm like looking at stories of my old friends, and I'm like, wow, like yo, I'm here, they're
What a
working a
difference.
9 to 5. I'm completely across the world just making
Mhm.
money from wherever I'm at. And I always come back and humble myself. I'm just like, thank God. Thank God I have
Yeah,
the right people in my life.
to say the least. Hey, let me ask you something, Tariq. Do you believe in manifestation?
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right, I figured. Now the reason I asked is because like I feel like that's one of like I mean my biggest things. Like there's I had a conversation with some of the people in our group the other day, and it was like asking about like if they meditate or anything like that because I feel like it's so important. Like every single day I wake up and I have to meditate for at least 25 to 30 minutes before the market opens up because like I have to visualize myself like having a great trade. You know
Or
what I mean?
being performing at your peak.
100%.
I
100%.
what I do is I meditate between 10 minutes and 15 minutes at the beginning of the day, And I'm not gonna lie, like I do have some anxiety issues that build up throughout
Right.
the day just because I'm dealing with so much stuff. So at the
Right.
like towards the end of the day, at some point, I do start to meditate. Um, and in the morning, after my meditations, while I'm taking a cold shower, I do affirmations.
Yes. Fuck yes.
So when I'm doing affirmations, man, I really believe in. I think there was a book I posted it in the group. If I could find it really quick, I think it was the
Mhm.
art of something. I know I had it. Okay, the magic of thinking big. The
Oh,
ma-
no way.
yeah,
Is that
that
by who I
book,
think it is?
that single book has completely
David
changed my.
Schwartz. You know, I haven't actually read that book. I've seen it everywhere, and I remember you posting this too.
There you go.
But
I
like,
posted it again.
fire, good looks, bro. Nah, that's fire, man. It's like, yeah, but again, like trading, anybody can learn that.
So the thing
But
is, this is where people like really mess up on is this is why we do these type of things so we can actually believe. We push
Mhm.
ourselves to actually believe that we could do something. Majority of people they don't believe they could do anything higher. And
Mhm.
that's why they're stuck. But once you
Right.
actually start believing that you could perform better, do better, then that's when you really start acting upon your belief. If that kind of
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh, it makes complete sense, man. I mean, mm, I feel like this whole mindset talk and all that. Holy shit, GameStop's at $145.
I know,
No
I know.
way. I'm sorry, man. Wow, that's crazy though.
Just know,
Um,
just, just, bro. Please, can we get back to this? Because now you got
yeah,
me
yeah.
excited. Because I'm in
All right.
GameStop.
I know you are. All right. I'm done. I'm done. Um, holy shit, that's crazy. Okay.
But yeah, we were talking about belief, and yeah, man, you have to like before you do any task or any career or anything or any major project that you start planning on doing, you have to have that major belief that you could execute upon it. So
mhm.
that's the first step. Like Gary Vee said, man, mindset. It's all about
Mm,
mindset. It's all about the environment in your head.
right, right.
And a lot of
And
people, they don't even like. They're like they look at, for example, like, all right, let me start this real estate company. Um, I want to start doing real estate. All they'll do is talk about it, but since they don't have the belief they could do it, they're not going to do anything to actually execute upon it.
mhm. it's
So,
it, it starts with you at the end of the day, man. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, it really is simple.
so
I feel like you were
uh,
saying, my bad.
no, you're good. I wanted to say the most beneficial thing. This is what I tell to anybody who asks me, how do I get better at trading? Right? For me personally, the sole thing that got me better was journaling.
That's one
Going
thing I
back,
need to get better at.
yeah, going back and going seeing repeated mistakes that you're doing,
Hmm.
that has helped me set some rules and just build a system for myself that consistently makes me green.
So that
So what
what
was
would
like the major thing for you? Do you journal?
I journal every so often. I don't really journal as consistently as I should. Um, why don't I? There's really not an answer to that question for me right now. I know I should. I feel like I should so much more, but I journal probably 50% of my trades. And it's mainly because I'm always on the go. Like, I'm home right now, but yeah, I trade from my phone like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have, I mean, I have three monitors in front of me right now, but I'm not always home using this. Um, and it's mainly because of that, but that's not an excuse at the end of the day. I feel like with what you're saying, like journaling is the most important thing you can do because again, you set rules for yourself. Like, what would you say is your number one rule that you almost never break?
Oh, waiting for candles to close, man. Waiting for
Yeah.
bro. I used to be nuts, bro. I used to enter. For me, I used to like. I would see it reacting with the level. right? I would just enter. I would enter with 25,000, 50,000, no problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not my confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
I kept breaking my rules. So after that, I set my rule, and the hardest thing is actually setting rules, then being able to follow them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
For
there's
sure.
actually two parts to this, and I've been working on that I've been working on my craft, especially with trading, for about 5 years now.
Yeah. You've been
And
trading for 5 years.
yeah, bro, I started when I was like 16,
That's
and
crazy.
I was bullshitting the whole time until I was about 18. Then
Mm-hmm.
18, when I realized like, yo, college wasn't the way. My parents were gonna kick me out if I
Mm-hmm.
didn't go to college, and I was just broke. Yeah, you got to do something. So I actually
Right.
like really, really started to focus and try to improve in trading. That's what really lit the fire under my ass to
Right.
start, and that's when I started taking it seriously.
Hmm. That's
But
interesting.
yeah,
That's I actually dropped out of college because I felt like school wasn't for me. I felt like I needed to take an entrepreneur route.
yeah,
Um,
I went to college for 1 year, then I dropped out.
really.
Yeah, I was just like, so these people who are not talking, well, everybody that's talking in front of me has a yearly salary of 60,000. You guys are gonna teach me how to make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, because that's what I envisioned for
That's what
myself.
I wanted. Yep. I felt
I'm
that,
like,
bro.
then I started around that time. I was listening to Gary Vee and all of that. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
You just got to go out and get it. You got to learn.
Right.
It's going to be from experience.
It's if it wasn't honestly, if it wasn't for like hopping into the personal development space, I feel like I would still be struggling right now
Sick.
because
Yo,
it was I mean, I was going through a phase like when I was in school because I wasn't happy in school. I was miserable actually.
if you don't mind me
Uh,
asking.
right now I'm 28, 29 in April actually.
God
Yeah,
bless, man. You
yeah,
super young, bro.
yeah. We all are for the most part, man.
Trust me, I'm a baby compared to everybody.
Yeah. What? You're like 22, 21?
I'm 23.
You're 23, bro.
I'm
This
23.
guy.
I swear, I'm 23, bro.
That's amazing, man. Beast in the making, to say the least. That's fire.
Anyways, did you have any final questions for me? I'm about to end it here. Like, thank you for like being on, explaining your backstory, explaining
Mhm.
some of the hurdles that you had, bro. Really
Right.
appreciate you. Just if you had any questions for me, go ahead, fire them.
I have no questions, man, to be honest with you. If anything, I'll DM you, but I do just want to say thank you.
No problem.
Not to just you, but thank you for everything that you do and the rest of the group too. Like my man Z, Mitch, man, like
Yo,
these guys are amazing.
just know this is a story that I will carry
Hmm.
for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy who was around 66, 67 years old,
Hmm.
um, a year ago or 2 years ago. He was living off of SSI, right?
What's
Making
that exactly? You
social,
said SSF? Oh,
yeah,
oh, Social Security. Okay.
he was making $485 a month, no pension, no 401k, nothing. His rent was 1,300. That story till this day makes me tear. And I never want to see somebody in that position when they're older. And that's what
Yeah.
really drives me to do better in the community. Just try. I want everybody to understand how money works. If you understand how money works, man, then that's it. I don't got to teach you anything.
Right.
You know how to move. And that's like
Well,
that's what really drives me, man. I don't want to see anybody in that position.
I feel that. You know what? With you saying that, Soren, thanks for sharing that with me. I have to ask like two questions mainly. Like, well, let's start with this. What's your why? Like,
What's
why do you do what you do?
I
Yeah.
want time, bro. I
Right.
want time, bro.
That's
This is
vital.
really this is my why. I was dating I was dating my ex, right?
Right.
And around that time I was dropping out of college and everything. And I
Oh,
was
your
like,
mindset was
hey, yo,
fucked.
I was thinking to the future because I like thinking 10 years ahead. I was like,
Hmm.
yo, I'm going to eventually have kids. eventually going to have a wife, and these are all expenses that are going to be over my head. And I was just like, yo, I need to provide a life for them. I want to spend as much time as possible with my kids, with my family, because that's what life is about for me personally. Being able to spend time, make memories, and all of this, and making sure everybody in my family is protected financially.
Right.
That's the best thing you could do. And that's my why. That's why I do it. And
Right.
plus, bro, it is competitive. When you're doing this entrepreneur thing, it is competitive. I like winning.
Facts.
I like winning. I like being right. More than the money, I just like being right. I like being able to do a lot of things.
Makes
Anyway,
you feel good.
I'm gonna end it here.
Yeah,
GameStop's at
for sure.
$190.
You're lying, bro. What?
And
All
I'll
right.
see you tomorrow.
Much love, Tariq. Take care, my brother.
Thank you for hopping on, my man.
No doubt.